How exactly did Stanford make life difficult on South Carolina early?
Well, you saw Rebecca Lobo do a great telestration of it just a few minutes ago, but they were committed, they being Stanford, to double teaming Aaliyah Boston, whether they were sending it from the baseline, whether they were sending it from the top. Specifically, Haley Jones had the assignment early. Look at it, the complete commitment to collapsing in. Even Cameron Brink comes to join the party to make life hard on Aaliyah Boston, really just attacking the glass, keeping Aaliyah Boston at bay because she is such a tough player. She is one of the best in the nation, if not the best in the nation. That was her second foul. They collapsed on her. They gave her so much attention, not worried at all about where their man was, where the shooters were behind them. The attention to Aaliyah Boston caused problems early.
And then, Coach, on the other end of the floor, it's one thing to say Stanford executed. What stood out about their execution to you?
Well, Stanford's just as disciplined on the offensive end of the floor as they are on the defensive end of the floor. But it's the spacing. When you surround a team with lots of shooters, you create space, you open up the floor, and we're going to take a look at a play right here that I just absolutely love. Haley Jones is a facilitator, right? She's also a scorer, but she does a really good job here of being patient, of being poised. So we freeze it. You've got shooters all over the floor. So South Carolina disciplined the defense as well. What do you have to do? You have to take away the three-point line. Well, this leaves a wide open lane, and Cameron Brink does an excellent job of reading that. Passes on time, on target, gets the and one opportunity. That's what's so difficult about a disciplined, well-balanced Stanford offense. They did a really good job in that first quarter, especially sharing the basketball, lots of players getting touches, but a little bit different in that second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember playing Stanford, and their offensive execution was so hard to go against. You get out and deny, and they go backdoor, and the way they find each other, their chemistry is absolutely incredible. However, you mentioned that second quarter being a big difference. South Carolina's second unit started to find the recipe, and that was their defensive energy. Turning it up, deflections, high hands. That second unit came in and almost played with a little reckless abandon on the defensive end, got out in transition, gives South Carolina's bench a ton of credit because they gave Stanford trouble.
Well, you made a great point. You don't typically prepare for a second unit, and Dawn Staley utilizing that second unit on the defensive end of the floor, really getting after it, creating turnovers, changing the pace of the ballgame.
Yeah, absolutely, because that second unit, they didn't bring as much size, especially with Cardoso. She wasn't in at that time when they started creating those turnovers. Didn't have as much size as that first unit, but they had a lot of speed, and they had a lot of energy, and it made a really big difference.
You said teams don't usually prepare for that second unit. I think moving forward, teams are going to start preparing for that second unit, given what they did in that first half. Meantime,